afternoon, Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So what I'm making is some little paperclip dangles to hang off the back of the vintage Christmas journal. So they are all sort of like sparkly. I've used bits of paper, bits of ribbon, bits of material. I've used some of the plastic coated paper clips, but I'm not over keen on them, not for my journal anyway, not for the one I'm doing. And I've just used some cut-offs, and it's just basic little scraps. I'm using a hot glue gun. I burnt myself a few times, so I need to be careful with that. So first of all, my paper clips are an 1.25 inches, so it's not the tiny ones and it's not the big ones. I do have some big ones, some but I think they're too big. These are the 2-inch ones. Well, we could try and do one of them. I'll get one that's a bit better. We've got bits of glue on them, so we'll do 2 of them as well. So what I do is, I've got a little bit of paper. I'm going to use a bit of the this is just a bit of old vintage German Bible book page. And what I do is I just slip it in there first and just take it in a little bit. Make sure there's loops either side, and then I just squeeze a bit of glue and then just put that in there like that. Then another bit of glue, and I'm using a tea light dish just to keep my glue gun upright. I keep meaning to get myself some of those like little silicone finger bits just to when I'm using the glue gun. And then this is all I do, is I just I think I'm running out. Yep, we're running out. Stick another bit in. And these glue guns I've had for ages. This one's had glitter glue stick in it, so it's a bit comes out a little bit sparkly. So that's the last one. And if there's a little bit of book page left over, I just snip it off. So there, we've got that one. And then we'll do a little bit of this. Again, just put it in that way, and then I just turn that end in. And I've just ripped these into strips. I didn't even measure. I just did what I thought was right, what looked right to me, if you wanted to. So I think these will be probably about 3/4 inch. Whoops. If you don't get your wire right at the bottom of your glue gun, it'll just tipple over like that. And I think I think that's it. That one's got a bit of glue seepage there. I've got some tiny strips here, so we'll just try one of these. And just tip that end in like that, and then just I'm just pulling the, you do get little glue strings, but there's nothing much you can do about that unless you're really good at glue sticking. Now what I'm doing is I'm pulling that one down a little bit and just putting that on the end there, because obviously this is a strip, so and then just going back up. And then I'm just squashing it together like that. And we'll put that. And then just trim that off. And there we have another. I'm just pulling the bits of glue off my fingers. And I've got a little bit of printed book page here, so it's what I've printed. It's encyclopedia paper, so it is quite thin. And just stick that over. And just watch when you're doing things like this that you don't burn your fingers. The glue guns do get really hot. I think my fingers have lost the feeling in them. And then we'll just trim that off like that. So that's a nice pinky one. We've got some, this is just a bit of the tulle, and it's got the silvery glitter on one side. So again, I just put the tulle through, put a little bit of glue, and this you do have to watch because this just comes, the glue just seeps through. So what I usually do is when I've done that is I usually wrap it round a few times until the, see, I can still feel the sticky glue, but it's not that hot. And we might as well finish that off. Oh, I didn't even have to squeeze that out. And there we have it. So there we've got a little bit of a red one. We'll try a bit of this, and again, I'm not measuring it, I'm just guessing what looks right to me. Again, just put that on there like that. And just tuck that in. And again, be careful with the materials that you use, because some materials will melt with hot glue. I've not come across one yet, but that's not to say that I won't. And again, we'll just trim that off. And we've still got, I can still put something through there, so we've got that. And we'll do the big ones. It looks as though I've got a load of hair on my desk, but it's not. I think that's maybe a bit too... So I'm just cutting a deeper one. And my scissors aren't the greatest for cutting material. There we are. That's probably the bigger ones are better to handle. I'm trying to just put a thin bead of glue on, and you'll find if you've got a glue gun, you know that the leak, that's why I've got it in this, and I've got it on my rubber mat, which is a hot glue gun mat, and you get them from their Do Crafts part of the Stick It range. And there we have a bigger one that is hot. Hot, hot, hot. And what have we got here? We've got some, just some silky material. Not the greatest for cutting with these scissors. And again, I'll do it with the big one, so I think it must... Now that's the silky edge, that's the non-silky edge, so and I've just stuck that down. And again, and you can see the glue's coming through the material, and it will, but what you can do is you can put glitter over them. I usually stick a bit of tulle. In fact, I think that's enough for that one. And this one could have I think a little bit of paper on that bit. And do I want to put a little bit round there? Yep. And there we have that one. And I think what we might do is put a little bit of this gold tulle in the middle. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue just in that, and I'm just catching it with the tulle, and I'm just pulling it all the way around, and just letting it cool off. And then I've just folded it back over. So there we've got that one. This one, these are just bits of ribbons that I've bought probably about 15-20 years ago. I've got a drawer full of them, and it's about time I started using them, I think. So I'm just taking this one off. Now I just want to see if this will go around here. I quite like that, so I'm just cutting it off. Trying to put a tiniest bit of glue possible just to get it to sit. And then I'm just winding it round and tiniest bit of glue on the ribbon, and there we have it. And then we'll put another bit at the bottom. Again, tiniest bit of glue on the ribbon itself, just so it sticks. And then I'm just pulling it and again, and there we are. So we've got the two big ones. We'll try a bit of this copper. No, I'm going to leave that, I think, like that for now. I'm not going to put any ribbon on this one, on that one. So I'll just put that on there like that, and I'm just slanting it up, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wind that round and round. And a tiny bit of glue there. And then we'll just cut that off like that. And there we've got another one. I think I'll leave that one as well. Now this one, I quite like this, the look of this iridescent thread. And I just want to have a look. It's like it's like red and blue. And I think that'll be quite interesting on this one. and just stick it down. And if you want, you can keep gluing your bits down, but I don't. Maybe as if I had a thinner nozzle on my glue gun, I maybe would do. And I'm just taking that right down, just to that very end there. And just holding it. Sorry if I'm off camera. I've just realised I'm on the edge of my desk here. Whoop. Right, so there wasn't enough glue on there, so what I'm doing is I'm just putting a tiny bit of glue there and just winding it round and just holding it. And just pull the hairy bits off. Now we've got this one. I don't know whether this would. Just want to have a look at it and see what it's like. No, I think I'll leave that one for now, but we might do this one. But I don't think I'll do that. I think I might do it with this one. Just let me get the glue off my fingers. All right. So we'll just put a tiny bit of glue there. Move the strings. Move that down like that. And then we'll just wind it round. I don't want it to cover all the paper, but just enough. So we'll just put another bit of glue at the end. And just holding it. Right, so we'll just put them there. Now what I want to do with these is I want to put some, I think I'm going to put some glitter on these. Let me have a look at, oh, hang on, what have I got? I've got these now. These are quite glittery. I have used this, and although it's plastic, it doesn't seem to melt, but that's just a bit too glittery. Let me have a look. You just bear with me one moment. Oh, okay, sorry about that. That was my husband. We're going away to our daughter's today, so as he was away doing bits and pieces, and he's just phoning me to tell me that he's finished and he's on his way home. No, that's no good. That's gold. Right. So what I'm going to do is, maybe shouldn't use that. I think what we'll do is we'll switch the hot glue gun off, and I'll use art glitter glue for this. So In fact, I'm not even going to use that. I'm going to use some iridescent, this one, because I quite like this one. And I think I've got a plug. There we are. And what I want to do, I want to do like a helter-skelter mark round it. And round the top and round the edge. And that'll look quite pretty when it's dry. And where's my other one? And I think what we'll do is we'll just put some round the edges. Put some in the inside like that. And round. And then we'll put one round the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip that in. And there we have it. So once the glue, the white glue is dried, it will look quite pretty. And I didn't think of this, did I? Needing a piece of paper. And this isn't craft, this is florist glitter, so it's just a little bit more chunkier than normal glitter, and I quite like it, especially on Christmas albums. So I usually get this from the forest suppliers because this is what they use on the Christmas flowers. And I think it just has a little bit more shine. So it's Glitters Pearl, and it's by the florist Oasis. They make the actual stuff, the Oasis. So I'm just going to move this out the way, and then what we'll do is we'll have a look at these. Okay, so I can put that away. And you can use all sorts. You can use little diamantes. I've got this out because what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to do a couple of blobs. And that one. And that one. Leave that one. I'll put some round here. Oh, that's my husband coming in. She's barking because my husband's coming in. She gets all excited and then winds herself up. And I'm just putting some little liquid pearls. And I think that's it with that one. Just move them out the way. So we'll have a look at these ones first. So this one's got some of this netting round and it's just that material. And what I will do is I'll either put them on links, but probably not, because I'll probably hang them on these. Like that, and they'll dangle. So I'm going to put, that's the glitter ribbon. That's the book page with the gold tulle wrapped around it. That's the white material with the ribbon. We've got the two red ones here. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting them on these just to keep them safe, otherwise I'll lose them. That one is quite nice. I like that iridescent. And that's the blue Christmas paper, and that'll do a blue Christmas journal. It doesn't even have to be a Christmas journal, it can be any. I mean, these yellow ones I think I'll do for a bee journal. So we'll put them on there. And again, all I'm doing is it's just to keep them straight, and you can see that that's starting to dry now. And what I might do is put a little bit of ribbon around, because there's a bit too much of that showing, a bit too much of the paper clip. And then you can see the little gold pearls on that. And I just did the little gold pearls on that. And these are, oh dearie me, I've got it on my nail. I really should leave things alone when I've put liquid pearls on them. This one's a pretty one as well. And they'll look nice on the vintage. I'm only going to use about 4 or 5. But I think these will be the vintage one. And these I'll just pop in there and they'll do another journal. So I hope you get something out of that. You don't have to use a hot glue gun. You can use any type of glue. It's just that I thought for quickness it would be a lot easier. Not sure whether it was, but and I hope you try some. So